I think the fact that the game has been played here today now made it a little bit easier for us. But funny period, 3 weeks is a long time. But because it's over now and we're here now. So,
what areas in particular do you feel you'll have to improve on from the last day here today?
Look, I mean, obviously, if you don't win, you don't score enough. So I think we've got to score more. Certainly, I think our attitude was good the last day. Maybe we had a period where we went out of the game for maybe 5-10 minutes in the second half. If we can avoid that, maybe. But I mean, look at like Tipperary are probably saying the same thing. They didn't perform either, maybe on the day. So maybe we just have to up it a few more gears to maybe counteract what they might be able to do. You know.
Look, we have a huge amount of improvement to do. Dublin did very, very well the last day, but All Irelands are won on the day, and we're looking forward to getting out there and showing that.
What areas in particular do you feel you have to improve on?
I think all over. I think Dublin won a lot of the individual battles the last day. Our lads, I suppose, were second best a lot of the time, so we'll have to improve there, and hopefully that'll get us through.
How much will the experience of having been here for an All-Ireland final already now stand to the players today?
I think here last year, and there's some of their dual players that played 8 or 9 times here in the last 2 years, so our fellas learned the last day, and hopefully that'll stand to us when we get going here in an hour.
So also the managers talk to you with standout players as well as obviously Cormac Costello.
Well, I suppose you look at the lads that were there last year. Eric Lowndes was wing back last year, he's corner back this year, absolutely.
Their main scorer has gone out into the middle of the field and they've brought in Dylan Fitzell at centre forward. Now Dylan Fitzell hasn't a lot of experience on the hurling side, but he was centre back.
First time an All-Ireland Championship final here at Croke Park has been played, or at least some of it has been played under lights. They're still on as Paul Winters steps up to his first shot at goal and sends that ball flying over the bar. He's a lovely striker of a ball. He was a
This is after the game, and he aired those in his interview. But I think Alan Kelly, look, he's a good referee, and he'll referee the game, his way. But I think he'd be a bit more inclined to let things go. Definitely a free there for a foul.
Medal to the football one he won 12 months ago. Another of these very talented dual players and a very good free taker.
Costello on the ball here, good pass out.
Costello linking up with Owen O'Donnell. He shot a point early on in the drawn match, and he's done it again. Wonderful strike by Owen O'Donnell, the wing-back from Whitehall, Columkill, who's been a busy man in these early stages. This should be meat and drink to a free taker of his calibre. That's his 3rd point of this All-Ireland final replay. Tip ease into the lead. And one of the interesting footnotes coming into this match, the Tipperary manager William Maher, who himself years back in the 1980s. Ball delivered again towards that tip forward line. Mark McCarthy chips and moves towards the goal, and he's away from them all, and good skill! What a finish from Mark McCarthy. It's his 6th goal of the championship. And his pace and his skill was just far too much for the Dublin defence. And our first goal comes in the 9th minute.
Yeah, that's the pace we spoke about. The Dublin defence vacating, he exploited to the full. I mean, he had only one thing in his mind when he picked up this ball 40-45 yards out, and it looked as if the chance had gone away from him. But I mean, that's a cracking finish, and that's just the start Tipperary wanted.
Well, he hit a goal in the drawn match.
And this is something that Shea Bolan needs to get a grip on pretty quickly.
So 4 points between the teams as John McGrath comes out to have a look at this. Well, McGrath's form from the place ball is another issue for Dublin to contend with. He simply does not miss. That's his 4th point. He is up goes big Tomas Hamill. Couldn't hang on to it though. Breaks back kindly towards James Roach. The angle is tight. Roach with the snapshot, and that's gone over the bar. Well, he's been moving well in training, James Roach, without reply. That score just keeps the board ticking over. Here is Roach again. He's got a man inside, elects to go it alone. And that's 2 points in the space of a minute from James Roach. He is making quite an impact. And that time it was the Tip defence who were all at sea.
Yeah, and the goal was probably on here, Mike. I mean, he breaks onto it. If it comes up first time there, he's maybe in, but does a sensible thing. 2 Tip defenders back, and
nobody holding back under the Hogan. Puck out right down the centre, breaks to Ty Gallagher, slipping through the gears, blinding pace, and what a finish! A moment of magic from Ty Gallagher. Well, you can't coach pace, and the speed just ripped the Dublin defence to shreds, and the finish was emphatic.
Excellent finish, and again, what's happening? Tip full forward line coming out, loads of space in behind them, and they're running hard. The Dublin defence, there's no cover back, and you know, brilliant finish by Gallagher. Really good score again.
We were expecting goals in this match. These teams have hit 26 between them coming into this game, 13 apiece. Tip have hit 2 in the first quarter of an hour, and they've come from their corner forwards, McCarthy and Gallagher, and they may not be finished yet. Here's Shelley, flicked inside to Fitzell. Bit of a pile-up in front of the Dublin goal. Keane McGowan knew very little about it, but manages to hold the line. Sean Maher takes the point. That's his first of the match. Dublin now are hanging on for dear life. Tipperary are going for the kill, and they've now stretched their lead to 7 points.
They have, and Sean Maher got 2 good points to land. You know, when they did get him involved in the play, you know, he made things happen. So he'll need to be more involved than he's been, certainly in the opening 16 or 17 minutes.
Paul Winters does what? Paul Winters has this chance just to eat into the Tipperary lead, and he's drilled it wide, barely zipping around Croke Park. Conditions as good as you could expect for the 5th Sunday in September. It's been raining in Dublin since early morning. Conditions are greasy, but Tip so far making light of it. And there again, very little room for Stephen Cahill to work in, but he just back home for the first time since 2007, and at this stage they are in control as John McGrath, who really does make it look effortless at times, knocks over his 5th point. Links up neatly with McGrath. Lovely flick towards Bill Maher, the Tip captain. Has time to lift it, gather his thoughts, clip it back towards any one of the runners. Works its way all the way through to Maher. McGrath, lovely sidestep to take McClelland out of the match, and what about that for a finish off his left-hand side? Beautiful balance, and what a finish.
Yeah, and again, Tipperary players, you know, not taking the right option, looking for the man in space, and beautiful dummy by John McGrath, and you know, just shows that he's equally comfortable off left or right, and you know, that's again another great score. And Tip has just scores coming so much easier than they are at the other end of the field for Dublin.
The gap has now, and still Tip drive forward. Mark McCarthy, very little wrong with that. Nothing Eric Lowndes could do. He was absolutely powerless. That point accompanies his goal quite neatly in the statistics. He's a lovely, tidy hurler, Mark McCarthy, and he could do that all day long.
He could well has been, you know, equally mean at the other end of the field, so Tip on top in pretty much every sector of the field.
So 2 minutes of normal time left in the first half as John McGrath helps himself to his 7th point of this.
To earth and gear yourself up for the challenge Tipperary presented. Wasn't going to be easy, and you know, I suppose he struggled to make an impact, and Dublin will need something, or certainly more, out of him in the second half.
Man on the ball is Ty Gallagher, fired in a goal in the first half, linking up with Dylan Fitzell, who really has transformed that Tip half forward line today. Back to John McGrath. He's also been a good addition on the wing, and John McGrath fires over his 2nd point from play, picking up where he left off in the first half. That is 8 in all now for the wing forward from Lockmore. Just a notch or 2 since the start, as Winters gives it to Costello. Costello breaks the first tackle, held up by Jack Peters, still manages to get the shot in. And a little glimpse of Cormac Costello in full flight. That's his first. The hard yards made initially there by Donald Gormley, trying to link up with Oisin O'Rourke. Instead, it runs through as far as Costello again. Lovely ball, flighted in towards O'Rourke, spins away from Hamill and fouled by the Tip.
You know, a Tip deciding to do the sensible thing has been taken down, and Paul Winters probably has to go for this.
So Paul Winters winding up, drilling it in, blocked away. There was a wall of Tipperary men standing alongside Paul Maher. No way through, but as Jamesy said, he had no other option. He had to go for it. McGrath smacking it down towards Keane McGowan's goal, and despite the best efforts of Jack Shelley, That is Tipperary's first wide of this All-Ireland minor final replay after 34.5 minutes. And that is an incredible statistic, Jamesy.
It is, yeah, and I suppose, I don't know how well Winter struck this, but certainly Paul Maher was well off his line, and you know, it was a comfort. Probably too far out to go for goal. Taps it over.
Good call.
No space, always getting a Hurley in, working very, very hard, and you know, they're the unsung heroes in many respects.
Linesman on this near side, Cathal McAllister, giving the decision to tip, cut in by McGrath, grabbed by Ty Gallagher, and there was nothing wrong with that. Ty Gallagher fires it over the bar. A goal and a point for the tip number 13. Managed all right to get to the final last year, as we mentioned, but were tactically and strategically well beaten by Galway on the day. And today Tipperary have just been in a different class as Ty Gallagher gets in some shooting practice, hugging the right-hand touchline out here. Had all the time in the world there. McGrath did the hard work, risked life and limb, in fact, to get that ball forward. But that finish is straight out of the top drawer.
Yeah, Gallagher's been very, very sharp today, and the move of him to the corner is certainly over again, pretty routine, and he converts it as we expect.
Playing an All-Ireland minor final. And he too doing all he can to keep this game alive. Tip, though, tipping along 11 points to the good. Lovely ball from Cahill to Bill Maher. Pop forward towards Mark McCarthy. Breaks kindly. Well, they're getting the bounce of the ball and the rub of the green, and Sean Maher that time didn't even have to break stride as he came on, leaving it down the field emphatically. But once again, first man to react to the break is a Tipperary man, Stephen Cahill this time. Ball picked by Bill Maher. Driving forward, the tip captain leading by example, on the run and over the bar. Well, he is one of a handful of these Tipperary players that won All-Ireland minor football medals last year. Beat Dublin, ironically enough, in that final as well. He has a date with destiny and a little bit of history as well, Bill Maher.
Team, I suppose a lot of credit to William Maher and the Tipperary management for that, and they certainly tactically put a straitjacket on the Dublin attack this afternoon.
Up into the air to win that ball went Maher, McCarthy. And now at this stage they're treating us to the full array of skills, this Tipperary forward line. He was 6-1, by the way, to score the first goal in this All-Ireland minor final replay. Mark McCarthy did that early on in the day. And what about this for a piece of skill?
Yeah, and what a catch by Fitzell in the first place, and you know, perfectly straight what we were talking about a second ago, that you know, you need someone to go up and win the hard ball, and you know, unselfishly popped out the pass, and it looked spectacular, but as I said, it couldn't have been scored without the ball being won the hard way in the first place by Fitzell. And you know, as we said, like that's the value of a guy like that to the team.
Back covering now in front of his own defence is the number 14, Jack Shelley. It was Shelley that broke up that latest Dublin attack. Ty Gallagher. Support comes from Bill Maher. Just ambling forward in that...
you know, okay, concede the free out there. We're happy to see a white flag been raised, but you know, as Paul Winters taps over another free. But yeah, they've been cynical when they've had to have been, but listen, it's about winning the match, I suppose, and they're prepared to do that if they have to.
Well, the record books will show 5 points from frees for Paul Winters as Colm Cronin goes charging through, flicked inside, and a chance for Conway. Good block by Maher. Back to O'Rourke. And Oisin O'Rourke buries it in the back of the Tipperary net. Well, he has been in goal-scoring form this summer, Oisin O'Rourke. That's his 5th of the championship. They have been trying all day long to find a gap, to find an opening, and in the end O'Rourke got what he came for. A goal for Dublin in the 52nd minute.
Yeah, and credit to us from Colm Cronin. I mean, that was a barnstorming run, you know, burst onto the ball, kept going. Tippis was on the back foot for once, and you know, I suppose that's what created the overlap, created a bit of space. And in fairness to Oisin O'Rourke, when the chance fell the second time, you know, really good finish to the far corner.
And just as we were reflecting on that goal, so Paul Winters stepping up to this free. If nothing else, but no disputing that they are the better team today. They have made the very most of their second opportunity as Colm Cronin drives through. Dublin looking for a second goal. Cian Boland winds up, goes for it. Came off the hurl of Breen, back to O'Rourke. And the crowd gasping as that shot from O'Rourke rose high over the bar. He had goal in his mind, all right, not to be.
He did, and just a fraction, I suppose, over the bar. You know, would have been a nice way to finish second goal, and good opportunity, but Dublin
did most of his good work, his excellent work in the first 30 minutes. But nothing wrong with that free taking. Two wides in this match. That will be another statistic to mull over in the weeks ahead as John McGrath and sails wide.
Yeah, I think their use of the ball has been excellent all day, and Alan Kelly, I suppose, blows the whistle and brings it to a conclusion.
Yes, Tipperary are All-Ireland minor hurling champions after a replay. William Maher's team far too good for Shea Boland's charges. The Irish Press Cup is going back to Tipperary. They celebrate a famous victory and an awful lot easier than they would have expected. It's finished here at Croke Park. Tipperary 2 goals and 18 points. Dublin 1 goal and 11. Cashin and Emily, Dr. Dermot Clifford presents the trophy to Bill Maher from the Kilsheelan Kilcash Club, the Tipperary captain. They are All-Ireland minor hurling champions for the 19th time.
What great excitement for those young Tipperary players who, of course, won today by a score of 2 goals and 18 points to 1 goal and 11 for Dublin.
Present the man of the match award to Tipperary's Ty Gallagher.
Well done. Thanks very much.
Ty, congratulations. How does it feel to be an All-Ireland champion?
Sure, it's great now, yeah. We've done all the hard work, and sure, it's great to have it paid off.
I suppose bringing in the manager here, Willie, that was some effort from your players to come out on top today.
Yeah, look, we're just delighted to win the match. The performance is very, very good. We had 15 good performances today, where the last day we didn't probably have as many individual performances. But look, we worked really hard for the last 3 weeks, and we're just delighted to get the win today.
Got off to the good start today, which you had failed to do last day, and I suppose pushed on from there.
Yeah, I suppose we spoke about it during the last 3 weeks, and I suppose it was the very same last weekend with the football. Donegal into the match in 7 or 8 minutes, so it was great to get a good start. And 2 goals gives you a good platform for what we wanted to do afterwards. So look, we're just delighted.
And Dublin never threw in the towel, kept coming at you, but you were able to keep taking the scoreboard over.
Yeah, look, Dublin are a fantastic team. We've been saying that for the last while. Very, very good management team in Shea Boland and the guys there. So look, the Dublin are a fine team. We've been saying it all year, and we're just delighted we got the performance and we looked after ourselves today, and that was it.
Well, congratulations, Willie, and congratulations to yourself as well, Ty.
Thanks.